Page 44, allowed, Raspa. Again, a new time signature, 6/8. We just had 3/8. Now we got 6/8. The only difference is you're counting to 6 instead of 3. However, 6/8 can be a little tricky in some cases because of the natural accents. In most cases, you feel a natural accent on beats 1 and 4. That's why they're beamed the eighth notes. Look at the first line of eighth notes at the top of page 44. They're beamed 3 of them together. That follows the natural accents. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. You feel it in 2. A lot of marches are written in 6/8 time. You think maybe you're hearing triplets. You're not. It's in 6/8 time. However, keep in mind that there are also waltzes that are in 6/8 time. So 6/8 time, you can also feel it in 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's not as common, but it can happen. It's legal. It can do it. Let's go on to this. This is Felton 2 in this Raspa thingy. I'll look it over. It's a page and a line long. It's actually longer than that because the DC and all that, but it's a page and a line of music to deal with. I think it's pretty repetitious too. Treble bass clef. No sharps or flats in the key signature. This is in the key of C major, so if you're doing the scales, do the scales on arpeggios maybe for C major and A minor, because those keys have no sharps or flats in them, except for the harmonic minor, which has the G sharp, blah, blah, okay. 6/8 time, of course, that's what we're studying. Right hand first, we have a pickup. We're coming in on beat 6. So we're here and here. We're sort of in this position. 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. During the rest, you come up. 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2. You get the idea. I don't really want to play it for you. I would prefer you be able to read it. You are moving around a little bit. You have to watch out for that. When you finish the third line, or the first ending there, it's in the first ending. During the rest, you got to come up here. And then going on, it's not thumb, it's second. Just reach down a little bit. Because I need the thumb for the B. And then going on, reach down a little bit. I'm saving the thumb for coming up. So you're spreading out a little bit. Sometimes to figure out what finger you need, you got to look ahead. What do I need? Because it's like in the fourth line on page 45. If I use thumb, suddenly I got a B. What do I do? Well, I can reach over. I could do that. But it's better if you just realize the B is there ahead of time and you reach down, you're ready for it. Left hand, it's got the chords. Starts C chord, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2. It's playing on the natural accents. End of the line, 5/7 chord, 2, 3, 1. Okay. At the bottom of page 45, last measure, that is a broken chord, and it's 5/4. Because that's the chord. This is extended position. I take the C chord, extend it out to the octave, and those are the fingers. That's what I teach in the videos. That's what I think most teachers teach. Some teachers teach third finger on that. I don't. I would prefer you use fourth finger. Here, just stretch out a little bit. What we're doing in most cases when we do this is we're saving the other fingers for other things. It's just a good habit to get into. Put the hands together then. Well, it shouldn't be too hard. It's just 1, 2, 5, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just make sure each of these eighth notes in the left hand is one count only. So I'll go through and I'll put the hands together. And then I'll go back over and say a line or so at a time, slowly, and get rid of any hesitation so it's a steady beat. This is a dance, believe it or not. It needs to be steady all the time, but especially if people are moving to it, don't mess up the beat. Then after that, I add the articulation. And we got slurs. Bum, 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 bum. Left hand helps. See, connect that. Connect all of those. That's about the only articulation you're going to get. Then the dynamics, that applies to the melody, and that's the right hand. MF is mezzo forte, sort of loud. This, soft. at the end of the first line on page 45, you go up to loud. Just heavy. This, stay soft. Huh? The first ending on the third line there on page 45, the first ending here, then you have it SF. SF, or SFZ, is a sforzando or sforzato, and it's a major accent. It's like the loudest accent there is. It's a musical boom. It's mainly this. You come down, let the wrist claps a little bit. We don't want to bang it. It's just a real loud accent, and you're still loud. This is really loud, but still the rest of it's loud. Loud. We want to hear those sforzandos each time. Then the speed, and this is quick. Not too quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But that's fine. Now at the bottom of page 45, you have the DC al fine. The DC, remember, it means go back to the beginning. The fine is at the end of the third line. You have first and second endings. And you'll notice the first ending there in the middle of page 45, there's no repeat sign. When they do that, it simply means you go on. It says to next strain, you don't need that. The fact that there's no repeat sign tells you skip any other endings that are there for now and go on after them. So when I finish the first ending, I go immediately to the fourth line. And then the second time we play it, after the DC, then you do the second ending and you finish it. It has an accent on the last note. In other words, this has been soft, sort of. You can play this a little louder. Sort of moderately loud or so. I still want to hear this. Don't drown it out. Now there's a note at the beginning above the staff. Second time accelerando poco al fine. Good grief. Well, after the DC, you're going to play it again, second time. You're going to accelerate or gradually go faster, little by little, to the end. So you're gradually going to keep speeding it up all the way to the end. Don't speed up too soon, too much. Otherwise, you got nowhere to go. So it's almost like each of these. Now a little faster. A little faster. So I'm taking each group here, or each two groups, and just gradually speeding up those a little bit. So at the end, then I'm going lickety-split. However, don't go faster than you can play accurately. And if you can't speed up and do it accurately, then don't speed up. You can play these again later for fun, and you'll do it better and faster then. Something like that. I don't know. I didn't speed up very much. I didn't feel like it, so I didn't do it. I play by feel. If I played it again, I'd play it differently, I'm sure. I'd speed up differently. Now, once you can play this okay without any interruption or hesitations, you know what I mean. Let's play it together to check that you have the correct notes and rhythms. I'm not going to do any louds and softs. We're not performing it. We're just checking notes and rhythms. We will do the DC. I will not accelerate because the metronome won't accelerate. I'll give us 5 counts because we come in on beat 6. 1, 2, 3, ready, go. Rest. 2, 3, 4, 5. 3, 4, 5. 2, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3. Go on. 2, 3. 2, 3. 2, 3. The beginning. 2, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5. Second ending. 2, 3,